What a great spring season it has been for our Coweta County School baseball programs. Welcome back to Game Day. I'm Hap Hines, principal here at the Central Educational Center, and today together with our special guests, we will reflect, talk, and discuss about one of our favorite CCS sport programs from this year's spring baseball season. We start with one of the most talked about programs in the entire state, the Noonan Cougars. If there is a program that defines star power in Coweta County, it's Noonan. This spring, the Cougars continued their tradition of producing elite level talent, including Division I recruits and nationally recognized prospects, while competing at a high level night after night. Noonan baseball isn't just about wins, it's about development, exposure, and big moments. This program once again proved why it is one of Georgia's premier destinations for college-bound athletes. Leading the Cougars is head coach Mark Gilmore. Coach Mark Gilmore.
Thanks, Coach Hunt. Thanks
Coach,
for having me.
Thank you for being here. Coach, you finished the season with a strong record. What do the numbers say about this group, how they performed overall?
I think these guys came to practice every day, played as teammates, represented our school, our community, their families very well. It's just a joy every day to come to school, to teach, and then, when the bell rings at 3:30 to have a chance to go hang out with, in our program, 55 guys, who enjoy baseball, enjoy each other, and it's just a good thing to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. Coach, from a stats perspective, what's been the biggest strength that was part of this year's Noonan baseball team? Offense, defense, pitching?
I think it started off as a collection of returning a lot of guys from last year's state championship team. But with that comes a target on your back that we talked a lot about this year, and how we were going to have to defend that, how everybody was going to come after us. Everybody wants to chase to the top of the mountain. And when you start at the mountain as the team from the year before, there's a lot of responsibility. I felt our kids welcomed that responsibility. What the stats don't show is that's hard. To repeat. It's hard to win it in the first place. It's really hard to get there. And our guys, I think, from day one knew their responsibility, knew that it was going to be a challenge. There were days that I think that sometimes it gets overwhelming for a young kid, for a teenager. But they worked hard every day. So I think, like the other two coaches was talking about, at the end of the day, stats really don't matter. It's just the fact that we get to be around kids. That's
awesome. That is awesome. When you look back and think on this season, what moment stands out, one that you'll just kind of never forget?
Well, I have two, but I'm not going to do that to Coach Deloach right now. No.
Do I need to stand in between you guys?
No. I think, with not to harp on it, but with everybody going down and having to move people around. I think at one point we had 8 people, that were in different spots. You get to the playoffs and everybody starts 0-0. Everybody's got a chance. And just to get through the first round, it's, I don't want to say a sigh of relief, but you're like, okay, we're over a hurdle. And I felt every game, every week, from game 1 to through the region, it was a hurdle that we were trying to get over. That is one of the challenges of being a high school coach, of being a coach who leads a group of young men. There's always challenges.
Right.
There's always challenges, and I love challenges. I welcome challenges. And I told my guys at the end of the season, I kind of told them, I was like, I'm sorry. I said I couldn't fix it. I tried everything I could to fix it. So I own a lot of it, as the guy that's got to answer the emails and read the social media posts.
And that's never the fun part of the job, but Coach, you've got a championship pedigree, I think, and your track record definitely speaks.
I think it comes a lot with the responsibility, of just the level of excellence that, all 3 programs bring to the table.
If you could describe what it feels like to wear the Noonan jersey in one sentence, what would you say?
You're playing for the name on the front, and you represent the community, the staff, the school, and people behind you.
Awesome stuff. Well, Coach, another great season. Thanks so much for being on this show. We sure do appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you. This spring, East Coweta once again proved why they belong among Georgia's toughest programs. Built on depth, discipline, integrity, and explosive offensive nights, the Indians battled through one of the most competitive schedules in the state and continued their tradition of being a region contender year after year. When talking about East Coweta baseball, you're talking about a program that never rebuilds. They reload. From dominant wins to hard-fought region battles, this squad always shows toughness, experience, and the kind of consistency that makes them dangerous in any playoff bracket. Leading that charge was head coach Franklin DeLoach, guiding one of the most battle-tested programs in Georgia baseball. Welcome, Coach DeLoach. Thank you for being here. Well, like I said, we are blessed that we've got coaches here that have won championships, and you know all about that with the wonderful programs that you've built with softball and baseball at East Coweta High School.
Thank you, Hap. It's a privilege and it's a pleasure being able to do something that you enjoy doing.
Absolutely.
Being around young people is a blessing. Thank you.
EC consistently faces some of the tough competitions in Georgia. How did that show in this season?
Yeah, I feel like, playing at the state's highest classification, I mean, we get that obviously in the playoffs, but we're fortunate to play some really great opponents throughout the season. Obviously, we have Carrollton in our region that was very good, but we got to play Northgate and we got to play Noonan, excellent programs. And I think playing those kind of games, and along with your Union Groves and Olas, other schools that did well in the playoffs, this really helps prepare.
Absolutely. When you think of those kids, Coach, what do you want the players to remember during their time playing baseball for these Coweta Indians?
That's another great one. I want them to have great memories. Something we have on our helmet rack, and I wear this statement out. It's 7 innings to play, and a lifetime to remember. I just want them to have great memories. Life's going to get serious enough later on. The kids work in this room, to the kids in the classroom, the kids playing soccer or in the band. Hey, man, it goes quick. Enjoy every second of it, and that's one thing I wanted to be able to look back on. But most importantly, probably even more than that, something they hear constantly, is play the game like it's meant to be played, and how that transitions to your life. When you get into life and you're going to be a future father or a husband or a leader in your community, live each day the way it should be lived. Be a great teammate. Man, that's all we're going to remember you by, right? Nobody's going to remember your stats, guys, but be a great teammate when you're in that role in your career, or the husband in that household, or whatever it is, and have fun. Enjoy the journey.
Awesome.
Okay, it's going to go like that, and journeys sometimes are like this. Enjoy the journey. That's what makes us who we are.
That's spice to life right there, Coach. If you could take one word and describe the culture of your program, what would that be?
Family.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, family.
Awesome stuff. Well, Coach, again, thankful for the job that you do, so many games that you won, and again, another championship coach that we've got on our sitting up here with us. And again, we thank you for the job that you do, and we're always pulling for you, friend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, the team that turned heads all spring long with one of the most impressive records in the entire county, the Northgate Vikings. Northgate's rise has been impossible to ignore, a program built on energy, athleticism, and belief. The Vikings delivered a season, stacking wins, sweeping region opponents, and proving they are a dominant baseball program. This team that thrives on momentum, when Northgate gets rolling, they don't just win games, they overwhelm opponents with pace, confidence, and execution on both sides of the ball. Managing this program is head coach Jamie Sexton, who brought home the region title in his second year. Welcome, Coach Sexton. Thank you so much for being here,
Yes,
Coach.
sir. Thank you for having me.
It is an honor to have you here, my friend. Again, I'm still just, like I said, it's an honor to be up here with three guys who are just winners. If there's one word to describe what I have to the right of me is winners here, and folks who do it the right way, who care about kids and give everything to build a top-notch program. And again, it's been awesome watching you guys over in Valhalla doing your thing. Coach, when you put together one of the strongest seasons in recent memory, What does the win-loss record say about this group this year, Coach?
I would say just a lot of pride in what we do. We put in a lot of work, a lot of time in the off season to prepare us for the grind of the season. And just a credit to those guys for showing up every day, putting in the work, putting in the effort, being coachable, and just buying into what our new coaching staff has brought to the table.
Awesome. Well, you are stacking wins in only your second year. And again, statistically, what part of the game defined your success this year? Was it pitching, defense, offense? What do you think was kind of your bell cow there?
Yeah, this year we felt like we had a chance to be pretty balanced. We returned a lot of starters. We got a lot of young guys that got a lot of playing time last year and experience last year at the varsity level. So we knew this year, just with a few pieces, a few tweaks, that we could feel like we could be pretty balanced. Obviously, our pitching was probably our strongest just because we returned all our innings off the mound last year. We knew that if we were going to be successful, the pitching was going to have to carry us.
Gotcha. What is the identity of Northgate baseball right now, and how did this team embody that, you think?
Yeah, our motto is tough, discipline, resilience. We want to show when people think of Northgate baseball, that's what we want them to think of, and I think we've proven that. There was a lot of times I was looking back at the schedule. We had 8 come from behind victories this year, and 3 of them were walk-off wins. So, just that resiliency to stay mentally tough, to stay in games, but also to do the little things and stay disciplined to win those games. I think that's what we stand on and what we embody.
What was the moment this year that you really thought represented the heart of Northgate Viking baseball? Was there a particular moment? He
knows where I'm going with this.
You're good. You're good. No, you're good. I would say that for you.
Yeah.
I would.
There's 2 teams obviously that on our schedule were circled, but we got East Coweta first, and they waxed us pretty good last year, and we thought we were kind of ready last year, and they showed us that we weren't. And so
if you're able to beat Coach DeLoach and East Coweta, that is reason to celebrate big.
Absolutely.
Because that is not easy.
And the game was crazy
we
ended up walking off twice, but we had a hiccup there where we didn't touch a base, and they had a heads-up play. But just being able, and you guys took the lead in the top of the 8th there, and so being able to come back and tie it, and then to take the lead and win it on a walk-off. But just, what it did for our program, for our community on the Northgate side of things, is just to say that, hey, we belong to. And that was just, and it's a testament to these 2 coaches that, when they're the 2 teams circled on your schedule, it means something.
And what does this season mean to the future of Northgate baseball?
Just something to build on. As you said, there was a lot of history at Northgate already with what Coach Hamilton did here. And Coach Harrington did a great job too. But just trying to just get back to that foundation, and then continue to build it year after year. You see the baseballs on the side of the building when you walk up and just see, the region champions, and you see the Elite Eights and the Final Fours and the state championship teams that were here, trying to get back to that. And then just showing that consistency year after year that Northgate baseball is a team to reckon with.
Awesome. All 3 of you guys, and I'm starting to sound redundant here. I got 3 guys that are the epitome of class, character, and hard work, and your players see that in you, and that is the type of model that you give, and that's why all 3 of you guys are so very, very successful. I think kind of one of the great things about high school baseball in Coweta County especially is the common thread. It's the kids. They grow up playing travel ball against each other, and it becomes a good, healthy rivalry right there.
It starts in the rec departments, here in Coweta County. And then the kids grow up, they compete against each other in the rec departments, in the travel ball organizations that they play for, because there seems to be 10,000 of them now. I think it's good because it lets those kids talk to each other about what goes on in other programs, how their high school season, went, the good, the bad, and the ugly, between it, and it gives them a much more relaxed atmosphere in the summertime, and it's benefiting the player.
Right.
And then at the end of the day, it benefits the 3 of us.
That's right. Yep. That's right. It does. I feel like it does benefit the high school baseball programs, getting coached up great travel ball coaches like Coach Gilmore here and whoever else, but I think it benefits us as a program, high school.
For sure. And I think an interesting fact too, just being new to the county, is a lot of the split middle schools. So these guys, even at the middle school level, they see each other every day in class, but then all of a sudden they go their separate ways.
Yeah.
When they go to high school, and but it makes the games that we play against each other much more interesting, much more fun. You see the little smirks and the giggles a little bit, after a strikeout or a hit or something like that. But and the kids, they handle it really, really well.
Right. So when we get that vertical alignment,
That's right.
and it's done the right way, it is a good thing for the kids, from their travel ball as they keep climbing the scale up to high school ball and all that, right?
I think so. I mean, like Coach Sexton referenced, the kids will smirk at each other, and they're trying to compete. They're trying to get after it, between the game, and there's intense moments, there's relaxed moments. But at the end of the day, they're friends.
Right.
They're
That's
friends.
right.
They go
Right.
hang out
That's
with each
right.
other outside of the white lines. They go hang out with each other. They'll go do things outside.
And you make a good point there. I wish I had a dollar for every time, whether if I'm out getting a hamburger or something, whether it's on the Noonan Court Square or Ashley Park or downtown Sonoya. You see the kids, that they'll pull up and get something to eat with either with their dates or their parents. In their dirty jerseys, and they've just come from the game and all that. And I know I'm being sentimental about everything, but it really is just neat and special what you guys do, the programs you lead. And Coach, you can't be leaving on us anytime soon. Now I know you're the elder statesman of the group. Now we gotta keep you around, keep winning all these games, man.
Well, this is 26th year at East Coweta. I just finished my 30th high school baseball season. I just want to say something about these two guys, and it's pretty neat from I know I'm the kind of outsider looking into Northgate. I'm an outsider looking at Noonan, but I'm also the guy that was around coaching against Greg Hamilton for many competitive games years ago, and what a great man, a great father, great husband. Man, I can't say enough about Greg Hamilton, and coaching against Kenny Morris years ago, and man, what some battles with Coach Morris at Noonan, and so I've been able to front row seat to that, and taking some beatings by them, but also getting lucky every now and then and beating them. So a lot of great memories. But now I'm front row seat to this guy at Noonan and Coach Gilmore, and this guy at Northgate, Coach Sexton. I'm saying this as honestly and sincerely as I can. I feel like that this place, this county, is in great hands. I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna be hanging around. I don't know, maybe another year or two, maybe not. I don't know, but I'm so thankful that our guys that play baseball in this county have guys like this guy right here leading the show, and this guy, because I'm telling you, I hate losing to them. Okay, and I don't want, but I can see it that they do a wonderful job. And I'm proud of them. I want to beat them still.
That's right.
But they're great human beings, and I think our guys in our whole county are fortunate to have a great future in front of them too in this school system.
I can say too, just this is only year 2 for me in Coweta County. You obviously 26 years. How many years at Noonan?
24. I've been here. No, 22. I've been here since 04.
So,
yeah.
There was a standard, to Coweta County baseball.
That's right.
When I got here, and that was my goal at Northgate, was to put Northgate on the same playing field as Noonan and East Coweta. And so just again, testament to the guys that you alluded to prior to you guys, but also to y'all as well of what you guys have done. There's a standard, and we got to meet it.
That's right.
It's special because you see different things at each school. Coach Sexton in year 2, you can see the grit, you can see the hustle in his guys. In Franklin, you can see the pedigree, you can see the tradition. So I would say that I try to do things that I see in their programs when we play. Every year, things that I think, hey, can we take that at Noonan? Franklin and I have had words back when I was young. You would have thought Franklin and I were going to go in the parking lot and have at it. And that's just being competitors.
Yeah, and that's
just being competitors inside the white line.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, and that's something that's missing in society. Even and I'll go a little off script. You know, even as athletic director,
Yeah.
you know, Coach Deloach and I, we could be yelling at each other. 2 minutes later, let's go get lunch.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
you want to know something, and that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, and it's never ever personal because he knew that was my guy, and likewise.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
And that's something I think that is kind of missing in society, that we can go at each other. We're competitive. We fight tooth and nail for what we want to get, and then at the end of the day, we have the utmost respect for everybody, and that's something I think that's a good lesson for society to see in general, right. And that speaks to all you guys. So again, just proud of the job you guys do, and looking forward to having you guys back here on game day, and already looking forward to next season. It's a great time of the year once baseball starts chiming into the school year, and all the specialness that it brings about. So thank you guys
but
again.
then it's going to be 30 degrees.
Hey.
And Franklin is not a cold weather person.
I am
Not a cold weather person.
That's all we got for today's episode of Game Day. A big thank you to our guests for their insights, our crew, and students here at CEC. And to all of you for watching. Don't forget to join us next time.